Year 10 and welcome to your next geography lesson. I'd like you to start this do now, naming 4 types of hard engineering, 4 types of soft engineering, the 3 courses of a river, and the 8 river landforms that we have studied. You've got 5 minutes to do that, just list them all down, and we'll have a look at the answers next. Pause the video now. Okay, so the types of hard engineering were embankments, flood relief channels, straightening rivers or channel straightening, and dams and reservoirs. The types of soft engineering were floodplain zoning, river restoration, planting trees, and flood warnings and prediction. The 3 courses of a river are the upper, middle, and lower. And the landforms we have studied are a waterfall and a gorge, an interlocking spur. You may have also written V-shaped valley, although interlocking spur is the more important one. Meanders and oxbow lakes, estuaries, floodplains, and levees. These are all the landforms that we've looked at the formation of. Some of them, remember, formed by erosion, some by erosion and deposition, and some by just deposition. Great, so our brains are now back into rivers. Let's move on. So today we're going to apply what we've learned about flood management to a particular example. This is a named example that you are expected to be able to recall and know some specific place-specific facts about. So copy the title, Flood Management Example, Banbury. Don't forget to write the date, read through the objectives, make sure you've got all the equipment needed. The textbook and the worksheet are saved onto class charts. If you can print the worksheet, great. If not, don't worry. You can do it in your book separately. The textbook pages, again, it's worth getting the PDF open. I have actually put it onto this slideshow as well, but it might be a bit small, so it's worth getting that open. Anyway, get yourself sorted. 1 minute to do that. Pause the video now. Okay, so the first thing I'd like you to do is click this link, or you can do that through the PDF lesson or type it in. Hopefully I may have also put it onto class charts for you to click and use there to speed you up. But I'd like you to watch this video, keep it open because it's going to help you to answer some questions on the next slide along with some other information from the textbook. So watch this video and move on to the next slide. Pause now. Okay, so hopefully you've watched that video. You've been introduced to the Banbury scheme. You've got some idea of why this scheme was required and what they did. I'd like you to open the textbook page to page 130. I'm going to move the slide on in a second, and the slide will have that textbook page on. But for now, it's probably better to get the PDF open, and I'd like you to answer the questions on the board. So you're first explaining why the new flood management scheme was needed. There's a sentence starter there for you in red. And then thinking about what has actually been done. What is this management example? You're going to draw a sketch map of it. Now, there is a map on the page in the textbook. You're drawing a sketch of that. Keep it, roughly half a page. Make it big enough that you can see it, but leave space around it to do B, which is to annotate it with further information on the features. And the features being the specific things they did and they've put in place in that location to try and reduce the risk of flooding. So you should end up with a single sentence answer or a couple of sentences answer to the top question, a sketch map that is annotated. That should all take you roughly 20 minutes to get that all put together in your book. Do the drawing in pencil, please. Pause this video and get cracking with it. Okay, so why was the scheme required? The flood management scheme was needed due to the heavy floods that hit the area in 1998, affecting more than 150 homes and businesses. In 2007, additional flooding hit the southwest again, and this had a significant impact on the lives of those living in Banbury and the wider region. So it's fairly simple. Why did they need to manage the river and the floods there? Well, because they'd had floods in the past. Okay, copy this subtitle, please. What are the social, economic, and environmental issues? Pause the video now. Okay, so this is where we're going to need the worksheet and the 3 highlighters. If you haven't got the worksheet printed, don't worry. I'm going to change the slide in just a second and you'll see exactly what it is and you can copy it out. You're going to start by completing the key. You're going to highlight each category with a different color, and then B, categorize the issues by highlighting each box. And C, then you're going to start thinking, which of the 3 categories do you think has most benefited and why? This is a great point to send an answer in for an achievement point and get a bit of feedback. Anyway, I'm going to move the slide on now. You can rewind to come back to these questions or these tasks to remind yourself what to do, but I'm going to move on to the worksheet now. So start by highlighting, as I have there, the key, and then start highlighting the the different ideas there and seeing where they fit in. So pause this video now and get cracking with that. Okay, so here's some answers. We've got 3 social issues, we've got 3 economic, and we've got 4 environmental. Nothing more to add to it. Hopefully that will make sense. As always, if it doesn't, if anything wasn't clear, this is time to email your teacher right now and find out what's going on. Okay, so to finish, there is a summary sheet attached on class charts. I'd like you to either print and complete it or kind of copy it out with the headings. You copy it as best you can. Obviously, there are some maps and some pictures on there. You don't need to copy those if you're just drawing, if you're writing and copying it yourself. If you want to, go for it, but it might take a little bit too much time. It's going to help you with the revision. You're going to consolidate the notes from the lesson. You're going to put the bullet points there on that sheet. You're going to put the key information, the most important facts that you need to take away, the place-specific information that you need to heavily revise in order to remember it. That's the kind of thing that retrieval practice is really useful for. You're not likely to walk away from this hour's work remembering all those different facts. So get cracking with that. And by all means, as always, email sharing work with me. It's always good, or with your teacher. That's always fantastic. Anyway, that's the end of this lesson. So take care and goodbye.